Hi, my name is Christina, and I currently serve as the principal at Campbell Christian Schools. I have been asked to talk about why Campbell. I could tell you plenty of reasons, as I've attended here since around 1987. One of the biggest reasons is that many here have become like a family to me. This is where I've learned a lot about how a family loves one another, and in doing so, we glorify God together. If you know me, you know family is most important to me. But if you knew how I grew up, that might come as a surprise to you. When I was young, our family lived in a neighborhood in Massachusetts where many people, including our mother, got together to do drugs and other things. Early on, she chose this lifestyle over her family, and when I was 7, she left. She came back for the 3 of us kids, but moved us to a drug apartment that burned to the ground when I was 8, and we went to live with our father. She did come back for us the next year, but she spread us each to live with a different friend of hers after our next apartment burned to the ground. No one was there that night to help us, so I saved my 4-year-old brother and my 7-year-old sister from the fire. We later went back to live with our father, who had a girlfriend. When he found out that she was abusing us, he took us to live elsewhere. Our mother came calling for us again when I was 10, but within the year, she packed her things and moved away while we were on a Father's Day trip with our father. She never said goodbye, and she never came back to get us. We didn't know what happened to her for many years. It turned out that when she left, she had traveled the country with someone she knew, and he abandoned her at the Pier 39 in San Francisco. A member of a church found her and brought her to a family in his church. She began attending the church, and she eventually was baptized, and she worked to change her life for the better. After our mother was settled in California, we reconnected with the help of my grandmother. We came to California in 1986 when I was almost 16 years old and attended church with her. We later moved to Campbell because there was a thriving youth group here. I watched this church welcome her in and allowed her to be her free-spirited self, and she served in various ministries. She drove a motorcycle. She frequently invited people from the city team ministries into our home for dinner and holidays, and she shared her life story with them to encourage them in their struggles in life. Her example from that time period shaped how I would later choose to serve in numerous ministries in the family here. About 2 years afterward, my mother became very sick. Her drug past had caught up with her, and she was dying of the AIDS virus. I waited much of my life to have a mother, and I had to let her go again. It took 3 years for her to wither away. So back to why Campbell. I saw love in action through this family. I was reminded of this from the first part of Isaiah 66:13. As a mother comforts her child, so will I comfort you. I had always wanted that, but this is how God showed me comfort through the family at Campbell. Church family members took us into their homes and invested in our lives. They helped with the planning of our mother's funeral. They fulfilled the role of family when we really needed it most, and in particular, Kurt and Evelyn Acord have become like parents to me. Each of the families who were there for us made sacrifices of their own to take care of us for extended time periods. While my mother was dying, I met my husband, Mitch. He's a member of this church family who showed God's love in how he served my mother and how he treated me. He continues to be an example to me in the way that he shows he loves me, our sons, our families, and our friends. Campbell's where I made lifelong friends of all ages. We're a family here that has had its ups and downs, but Campbell continues to be a place where love for others is evident. I'm thankful for the relationships in this family that have helped to shape the type of wife, mother, friend, sister, servant, and leader that I am today. That's why Campbell.